Tomorrow I once again open the big vote. Any pledge, any amount gets you a vote to be heard. Will we stick with One Piece or move on to another long running anime? Pledge below and get your say. Such a gorgeous looking super long distance shot to kickstart the episode and the new video, unless you're watching a future compilation video that is. A really decent visual representation of what he's doing up there. Said this in the last video, he's literally destroying all of the land that this place has. Wow, it almost hits as hard as it did when I first saw it. Still epic looking in spite of being overgrown these past hundreds of years. Symbolically speaking, that's awesome. Man, just look at it. Those reflections though. As I said in the last video, it doesn't really get much more anti-anime than this. His repeated attempts to get up there that keep on failing over and over again. That view though. Not only was that funny, but it was really, really clever of Nami to get them a message, and given that I've seen the episode title, I like where this is going. That's totally a NANI moment worthy of JoJo. That's like something out of Final Fantasy VII. Crazy amount of power he has to be able to create a weapon like that. Let's drop a win for likely the last time for Nami and for her outfit before a t-shirt or something comes along again. These two have really built a good dynamic towards the end of this saga. It's been built slowly throughout the whole thing too. Weird one here, but take one for the song again. Right away I was transported back to the walk to Arlong's. Ah, that's a good twist. I thought they wanted to wreck the ship with the thing, not use it to board it. That's much better than what I had in my head. Robin immediately jumping into action with her insane ability to rescue Sanji as Zoro grabs Chopper. It's a pre-win for Zoro heading to chop it down. Let's friggin' go! You almost forget just how godlike he is when he can use his mantra to read the thoughts of Zoro and know he's heading to wreck the Stork. At least he dodged though. So good, I swear! The voice actor totally sold it too. Such a powerful sounding swing, and he cuts out a huge chunk. I'm so hyped! We can't catch a break! Zoro was mid-air, so he couldn't dodge that one. And he's joining Sanji in getting a win for getting zapped so soon after getting back on his feet. Unexpected! This saga has the greatest lore for me, plot twists, and also anti-anime moments. This one goes into the plot twist section. Brilliant how Usopp read Robin's intentions just by something so subtle happening. Just a little movement from her. Even though he's lying, I mean, hey, it's Usopp, he gets a win for stepping up here in an attempt to bring it down again. Robin comparing them to a Japanese cake. Animation team of the day, you truly impressed me so much with going the extra mile like that.
こんな状況なのに脱出のチャンスを棒に振ってまでどうかしているわ。
I love Robin, we all know this, and her words here touched my heart. It's like she just had her own moment, like everyone else has, where she begun to respect Luffy on a deep level. This is the third time now he's done that where he sneaks in a rubber band attack.
400年前の先祖の名はノーランドか。
Ah, seeing him tear up like this makes me tear up too. The fact that it means so much to him and now he knows his ancestor is down there. Wiper not wanting to be seen crying by her is such a Wiper thing to do.
これは奇跡かな、大戦士カルガラ。
Honestly, honouring him with this statement and the music as we see the statue again, such an easy win because now the guy means a lot to us too.
ノーランドに届けよう。
Man, oh man, this made me tear up as well. Knowing I was right and it is the same snake and how he was treated by those guys back then and he still remembered them to this day. Damn. They can take max wins for making me proper cry there. This was a nightmare for him, being unable to keep up with his friends. And it's another One Piece animal of substance again. Oh my god, how fitting is it that it was his dream state, coming to in shock, that caused another of the final knocks to it.
気の長いやつらだ。
Wiper going from being hated by me to being respected as he says this. For context, he basically says your ancestors are awaiting the ringing of the bell.
ディレクター！ 俺らはジャイアントジャッカー！
A, I forgot that he had that, and B, because I didn't expect it regardless, and now I think it'll be the end of him for sure. Take another, because everyone worked together so hard to bring it down. Usopp did a little, Zoro and Wiper a lot, and even the snake ultimately helped. Seeing this, it makes more sense how she, yes, stayed ahead of the enemies, but also not by a mile, you know what I mean? Nicely animating the Waver going at full speed to sell it to our eyeballs. Nothing but hyping me up to extreme levels. Weird rotating shot that rotates and does a backflip. I didn't even know what to call this one. He makes you so mad because he's still finding ways to get them, by now trying to destroy the base of the thing. So sweet that Gon and the girl are working together to try and put out the flames. Honestly, One Piece is gaining such easy wins by how the animators and storyboarders wrapped a lot of the episodes. Just such great points over and over again are picked. By the way, so much credit to Nami, firstly for being so brave to do this, but also for being so skilled to do it too. At top speed no less. She's sick. 3 good instances on the bounce, but mainly the first 2 of great damage animation. But also, I felt sad seeing Robin looking so dejected here at the loss and destruction of those ruins.
には落とせやしない。
3 of those attacks and Wiper is still going. I'm in awe, man.
大地は負けない。
His words are too long to show, but I wanted to win his resolve in saying no matter what you destroy or burn, you cannot erase our homeland. You know me, still absolutely loving these super long distance shots where you can see so much. Another one so good I had to show it first and then talk over it.
沈まない。アッパーヤードはびくともしてない。
After everything I've talked about being anti-anime, I hope you understand what I mean when I point this out as being such an example. He says he's going to destroy the physical land, doesn't. Although he never was one to fight over the land as we've seen, it's still good that he understands that obviously. For the visuals, the incredible voice acting, the fact that it's him of all people shouting his resolve at him, that's easily max wins.
Nami, ありがとう。
Brilliant stuff as Luffy sends her back down to safety below. Oh my word, this is so damn good. Another perfect example of Nami showing how much she cares for him. She's come so far since the Arlong arc, I love it. That's totally another win because I wrongly thought he was heading to the ship, not that ball of energy. Love how it went for the first time from static animation to being fully animated. Looked so good. Obviously I don't yet understand exactly what he's causing to happen, but now he's using a new move and the voice actress did a great job, so take that win. Oh, that's sick! I thought these guys were taken out on Angel Island at the time.
神様っているのかな？いたら助けてくれるかな？
Sue being a little sweetheart right here, and the voice actress sounding like she's legit crying saying that too.
どうか奇跡をこの国を守って神様
Seems so profound that in this moment they would all turn to a real god they believe in to do something, anything. Hot dog! Yes, you get max wins there. Luffy legit cleared it up using the gold ball on his wrist. I'm blown away! One of the best reactions of all time from Usopp, who legit sounds like he's just freaking out due to pure joy. I cannot believe this went from being my third favourite saga to my number one. It's so damn good. And Eru looking totally different as he uses the most power he ever has before as Luffy swoops in to attack. I love Luffy so much and Oda for writing it like this. He shoots everything he has at Luffy and still it doesn't work. Luffy landing a big hit as he also lashes out at the stupidity of him calling himself a god. Damn, I knew it couldn't be that easy. Emergency plot twist!
これが国民の義務なんですよね。ごめんなさい。空島、なくなるの。
I don't even know what's happening. I doubt it's as simple as that, given that his arm is still wrapped up tight, but so much credit to him for being motivated still by their words back then.
Nami, そこどいてろ。
I think I get it now! Normally I'd wait to the end and then give out max wins, but nope. Stopping at this point or ready to do it. They threw in animation that's as good as the likes of My Hero Academia. I'm so shocked.
もう少し待て。今伝えるから。俺たちはここにいる。求めたものはたった一度の。黄金鏡は存在する。
This is an extremely rare 3 max wins on the bounce, and it thoroughly deserves it. This one is the most excellent build-up as Luffy crashed through, as everyone's thoughts and feelings, past and present, were on display. The next max wins is for the moment the bell is struck. Silence rings out moments before. This scene as a whole is one of the greatest in the entire thing so far for me. The bell finally, at long last, for the first time in hundreds of years being rung, and it's too long to show, but also Luffy's voice actress's brilliant scream at the end there too, as the episode ends. Ah, it's glorious! Not just ringing the bell and being done with it, but following up with this, his stated reason for doing it. Again, the scream is incredible, but like 8 seconds too long for me to show, but yes, their reaction to my god, that scream.
なんて美しい。綺麗な音だな。なんだこれ。なんだ。
Robin is happy, but even more importantly, my darling Chopper is awake and being adorable. It's been so long!
いつかこんな時が来ると信じた。
Ah, it brought him to tears, bless his heart.
ノーランドの効いた鐘の音ってな、これだったのか。
Take a win for me being so happy to see my boy Sanji back awake again, thankfully. They've all had such a rough go of it this saga and arc especially.
大戦士カルガラ聞こえますか。シャンドラの火の響き。
What a wonderful way to pay homage again to that great man from so long ago. His wish finally made to happen. Everyone in this crowd of people looking totally different. This new view of the building, and quite possibly the most zoomed out, zoom out shot ever.
お前も好きなのか。
Bless this snake's heart. I hated him for eating my friends, and now I love him.
空から石帝雲と共に現れる怪物にゃよ。
So happy to see these lads again for the first time in ages. Originally, I felt next to nothing for the huge guys, and now I've done a 180 due to the perfect storytelling this saga. Ah! Oh my god! I totally forgot about this! That's what causes it! Bloody hell, Oda is a god at writing stories. It's so good! Quick win here too for giving him the same, I'm guessing that's hair, as Noland had.
ノーランドは俺の先祖は嘘つきじゃなかった。
No, No, he wasn't.
それを教えてくれたんだろう。空からなあ小僧。
Such a beautiful touch. I'm in tears. I honestly cannot tell you how much this story ended up meaning to me. My god, if there are other sagas like this, I'm in heaven.
あいつら無事でよかったぜ。
They all care about him so much as he cries here. So happy that the crew is safe, and I'm over here overwhelmed how many think this saga is the worst. Imagine what I have yet to come.
ほら心配で心配で。
One more in his honour as that wonderful, soul-touching music plays. Really feels poetic for these two to come crashing back down to the surface in the end. Far from God, just a man.
400年の時を経てなる約束の鐘。
Gun's own words here as he himself cries tears of pure joy and happiness for his homeland and people. He's such a good guy.
遠い記憶は忘れがたし、かつて人はその鐘の音に言葉を託す。
Sometimes things can be overly poetic sounding to me and I don't catch it, but Oda wrote this perfectly. They really did entrust their future to the bell and it finally did ring for them.
聞こえたかな、おっさんたちに。きっと。
It's a small win, but I love how Luffy didn't assume they heard it and speak as though they did, but naturally instead wonders if they did, which is more logical. Loved seeing everyone, and the crew especially, gathered around in an air of joy now. In classic One Piece fashion, we're immediately shown, thanks to Oda, the rescue efforts underway, instead of people magically being back on land and gathered around a fire or whatever.
アイサ、心配した？
How? What? She's still alive! That's a massive win, but how? He's still alright too! Let's continue the friggin' go! Zoro telling Chopper to focus his efforts on Wiper before himself shows how much he cares. I haven't been able to say it in a long time, but look at his cute little self running off to help Wiper and not running on the spot whilst doing it. Oh, how I missed him saying this!
黄金鏡とは言うが、今や名ばかりか。
俺たちの貧乏航海は続くわけだ。
My love for this crew only goes through the roof when Zoro says something like this. It just fits their characters perfectly.
大丈夫なのか？政界人にワイパーを預けて。
平気だよ。アイサが仲良くなっちゃったみたい。
Oda keeps writing such logical things now the battle is over, as mentioned before, and this is another awesome example. Such an outstanding and grand reunion for the crew. Finding and taking a bunch of food from the now beaten priests.
私をかばって。
小西ちゃん。
小西さん。
コニス。
Needless to say, this caught me off guard massively. Suddenly he's there and saying her name too. Really glad he's okay though. Briefly learning how he survived, but more importantly was finding out what everyone is doing now that Angel Island is destroyed, and the message is, life goes on and finds a way.
お前たちこそ6年間もこんなところですまなかった。
Perfect of Oda to also include a scene of those who used to follow Gon. They who were forced to build the airship, and that many are still okay.
あれって何よ。
One of my new favourite things is Luffy and Usopp pretending that something is obvious or being missed and they're disappointed. They did it with Robin before too.
さあ行こうマクシム
Okay, that's such a massive plot twist that it's getting max wins. I was so thrilled with the after party and reveals of people who are now okay that I absolutely forgot about him. Wow, so essentially he wanted to travel to the moon all this time. Wiper, worried that a battle had been declared, was full of panic, also wondering if he'd been captured initially, only to find out everyone was instead partying, together for the first time. This made me cry. It was the music and seeing everyone so happy. When then I was broke by seeing Kalgora and Noland in the past. Plus it just made me feel the same vibe Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood's ending gave me. Max wins. Then one more as the song fades into the ending. Absolute perfection.
黄金を奪って逃げるぞ。
Unexpected at this point, I gotta say. Plus, where even is the gold now? These two being as loud as humanly possible whilst telling one another to be quiet, and then Usopp does this to such a sweet baby sleeping Chopper. I'm so happy I get to win Chopper believing in everything Usopp says. Here, just prior, he says, we've never been to a Sky Island before, make sure you have no regrets. God, I love Chopper. Oh, a very unique style of editing suddenly. I'm hyped that they found the bell and are aiming to bring it home finally, but Robin gets the win for looking so fine walking around here. Take your win. I'm sorry, but no other piece of music in One Piece carries such an epic weight with it that it automatically makes something 400% more awesome. Didn't even need the music to make this epic. Everyone coming together to help them pull out the bell. It's so good it needs to be stopped.
ジャックを倒したのは9割がそのウソップワゴームの力だ。おお、なんと
One of the best lies he's ever told because I did in fact win him for firing one at it. Nice to see the other side of the equation from the start of the arc, where now they're getting to see things from down below that they've never witnessed. Zoro continuing his training from the previous saga and us getting to witness his continued growth. Usopp being so happy about grabbing a ton of dials via trading. Also what I love about him is that the first use he thinks of is making Nami's weapon stronger for her, bless him.
この気性のいい蛇が
バカ知らねえんだお前はこいつの厄介さ。
For clarity, Zoro says, I hope they hurry up and come out, otherwise the snake could give us a hard time, and he says this, just showing he wasn't aware of what happened back then.
よく聞けよウソップ。
この気性のいい蛇が
He did this like 4 times before Zoro understood.
見ろあったぞすごい
こりゃ本物だぜ。
It'd be so easy to forget about Luffy having walked around with this stuff so many episodes ago, but this is Oda we're talking about! I'm rarely so impressed by simple visuals, but for some reason this bell has done it for me on multiple occasions.
おいほらそこを見ろこれがポーネグリフ
How amazing he is to bring so many things into focus. Now this time, Robin and her life's goal.
我らは歴史を紡ぐ者
Robin! So much extra animation required to animate her walking through the scene and him turning along with her.
また兵器アラバスタのプルトンとは別の
I love this story so damn much. Now we're hearing about another super powerful weapon of legend, and yet it's nearly been 75 episodes since the last mention. Only long anime can do this too.
私はこんなことが知りたいんじゃないゴールディロジャー海賊王まさかこの空島に彼も来たっていうの
Just as she walks away thinking this isn't what she wanted to know, she is pointed to this section, which has his name written on it. It just gets better and better all the time.
20年以上前になるがこの空にやってきた政界の海賊である。
It's even better than I'd hoped. Gon knows him and met him. And as she goes on to say, how did he know the writing? And equally, how did he even reach the bell to write it? I want to give another win here because I'm so blown away at how he wrote such a beautiful saga, only to wrap it up by pointing in a new direction again whilst opening up the wider world. Too long to show, but learning that they're essentially, to her mind, one massive disconnected text basically.
我々はもう戦わなくていいのか。よかったよかった果たされたんだ。
How he sees the thoughts she just relayed. It totally shot an arrow through my heart, to be honest. Dropping a win for this mention, clearly something insanely important for down the road.
あの麦わらの小僧だがかつてのロジャーと似た空気を感じてならぬ。
Easy win because this has been said before, but well over 125 episodes ago during Loketown, it was the man who ran the bar. And another one here because the letter D in his name is brought up again, for the first time in ages, and Robin again, just as in the last saga, hints it's of importance. It's so good!
よーしじゃあみんなこれを政界人たちのところへ運ぼう
Firstly, it's nice of them to gift this to the crew, but mostly the win is for the size of it! Get out of here!
マリモ
Zoro wants to head to the ship already and they insult him, saying he'll get lost. But look how quickly Chopper gets KO'd in the melee. The sheer volume of misunderstandings. They thought they brought a massive cannon to attack them with.
いらないみたい
As always, too long to risk showing, but basically the misunderstandings continued until lovely Robin says this to them, and it does make sense. Never would have fit that on the ship. Oh, Chopper and the voice actress, I missed you so much!
野郎ども空の果てまで逃げ
I will never stop being impressed how Oda finds a way to wrap a saga in such a meaningful, unique way. I always say it's like he wraps the perfect gift with a bow on top.
あれ
あれってなんだよ笑い事じゃねえぞ
I love Robin an unreasonable amount, and her voice actress I think does a perfect job voicing her as a character.
大丈夫
One of the most weird ways to start an episode, and for context I removed about 5 seconds of her running and looking back at Sanji before asking.
まったくだ。人の気も知らんで。
Gun feeding off what the chief said. I wonder if they know how grateful we are. Such a sweet moment.
アイサは彼らに何か言ったのかい
ありがとうって。
That really touched me for some reason, maybe because of how much she hated them at the start to end up like this. The final moment between Lucky and Isa, which was great because it established a foundation of peace in the sky and how she, as a kid, can now fully be a child without worry.
あんたの願いも親友に届いた。後の世代に血を流させることはない。
Getting a win for much the same reason, the putting behind them of hate at last, of having to shed blood for the cause, of training children only to fight. It's over.
シャンドラの火はもう二度と絶やさないと誓う。
Yup. One more time for that. Brought a tear to my eye, especially that music. What a perfectly written story.
これからこの国に必要なのはそれを治めるものだ。それをあんたに頼むと言っとる。これを一つにできるのはこの国の戦いにいつでも苦悩し続けたあんたしかおらん。
This really is the best gift for Garn. No longer required to fight, but instead can peacefully govern. And the best thing is they want him to do it too, to represent them also. Panda-chan!
まったくやっと存分にかぼちゃ栽培を楽しめると思ったところへ。
How come it's such a beautiful way to end the arc though? It really wouldn't be the same without them using this tune whilst showing them the way home.
この真っ白い海ともお別れだ。
Finally, I get to continue to point out Chopper being the cutest thing in all of anime.
私たちはここまでですので
Such a legit, wonderful send-off for them too. I'm so glad the Going Merry didn't randomly slow down for a proper goodbye, which would have been rather unnatural. Even though I've been sad to see Nami's outfit change, they still get a win for everyone changing clothing. It's the height of clever and sweet that Oda thought to include this bird and give it a way to return to its own home with them. God, I love him as a writer! Somehow managing to make the exiting scene almost as awesome as the time when they got up there. Such a nice touch to add that, which is all she'd say at the start pretty much. Just felt like that was worth a win on its own, but also knowing how people get safely back down. As a fall from that height? I mean, come on!
あらせこの国の恩人たちを金の根で送れ
Just when I thought he couldn't possibly come up with an even better way to say farewell, I get this scene. It's just so beautiful. I have no other words. I'm so genuinely touched. Real nice animation put onto the bell too.
とどまる意味なんてね。
おやっしゃおやさん。
Whilst I'm sad, I hope he can live a better life now, knowing and proving Noland wasn't a liar. He was a damn hero, and hopefully they'll be along for the ride in some way too. Look at that crowd of people, all drawn for this quick 8-second scene.
なあおめえら。次はどんなロマンを追いかけようか。どこまでもついていくぜ、おやっさん。
Simply put, Oda continues to outdo himself. It filled me with warmth that he's moving on, but he's not leaving them behind. They're all off on an adventure.
バカマン 金をどうにかしちまってどうするんだ。
Only Luffy would consider it a great use of gold to spend it to buy a bronze statue.
お宝の山分けはまずここを降りてからよ。本買ってください。
Ah, it's so cute. He wasn't getting noticed down below jumping, so he climbed up to be eye height to say it. Also take another because nearly everyone had something they wanted bought. More cannons for the ship for Usopp, books and medical supplies for Chopper, and a lockable fridge for Sanji. One of the many reasons I love One Piece is this. Everyone is freaking out because Nami is, but Zoro is napping in the background. It's like they're real, unique people to me sometimes. Easy win for the length of time it takes for them to get back down. Other writers may have made it seconds. Oda thought of everything instead.
ちょっと無茶しないでよルフィ。私たちの命はそのバルーンにかかってるんだから。
このタコ縮んでやがる。このままだと落ちるぜ。
This went from being, look at Luffy being silly and jumping on it to, oh snap, they're potentially in trouble. I'm so dumb. I was like, oh no, how can they survive that? And then, yeah, he's rubber. I'm not sure I'll ever get over the fact that he legit named his gizmo this.
だけど俺スダイヤルを見たか俺様の活躍を。
Oh, he's so clever and so is this moment. Goodness me.
みんな何かにしっかり捕まってろ。
ナミさん、ロビンちゃん無事か？
As a whole, he did it. He made it equally as awesome as the journey up there. Well played.
でもなんとかついた。死なずに。お前ありがとな。
Another example of an animal in One Piece getting its due for something. This is becoming quite the long list.
ところで。ここは一体どこなんだ？
And here we are, arriving at the filler that dozens upon dozens of you have talked about. Let's frigging go! The start of the episode giving us an excellent look at the G8 fortress from pretty much bottom to top. I love stuff like this. Massive credit to the crew who wrote the story to not just make it a fortress, but instead a location for the Marines to fix their damaged ships and so on. A very realistic reaction to that sight suddenly. Getting a look at a bunch of different locations within the facility that makes it feel far more real. I actually highlighted this dude when I saw him in the 4th and 5th movies. That's really awesome.
からの食事の支度をしなきゃいけないんだ。もう2時間もすりゃ夜班の坊やたちがわんさかやってくる。
I bet whoever wrote this was a big fan of Oda's writing ability, given that they used the same logical approach to things, like this place having a huge kitchen, mentioning the night shifts too.
ぼやぼやしてる暇なんてないんだよ。
How Chopper's voice actress sounds so different here.
今日は坊主だ。昨日は大量だったろうが。
The original voice actor for Dio in JoJo, who sadly passed away in 2018, ripe old age though. Even more facilities on display in this giant place. Also though, everyone freaking out because Robin clearly used her ability on them. Treating the ship like it's a crime scene that needs to be investigated is a nice touch, I must admit. The bird attacking him because he didn't like what he said, I suppose? Interesting little personality on it. A decent scene here to show off how smart their leader is, as he, for example, pieces together evidence that shows they were recently at Jaya.
私はこれまで2度あの船を目撃しております。麦わらの船です。
Smart move to not just include a guy from the movies, but actually have him mentioning the movies. They've impressed me, I believe, 3 times already this episode with the dedication to realism, as here he issues an order to logically lock down and improve security on main areas of the base.
ウェーバーがあってよかった。
Love how they wrote in that Nami kept the waiver, rather than it randomly being destroyed or something. Whilst everyone else is running, hiding or dodging bullets, in Sanji's case, Luffy is casually wondering where to go next. My god, he can be so weird.
結局乗組員は一人も見つからなかったな。
Oh, I love her ability an unreasonable amount. It's good for so many things, it's nuts.
うれせんだとは失礼な訴えてやれ
This win is split into 3 parts. First up, I liked that just prior, they had people guarding the ship. That's logical. Secondly, he says he's gonna sue, like defamation. Thirdly, her ability. This wide look at the whole base. Such a weirdly classic Luffy thing to do. Pretty by the numbers ED, everyone's interests are shown, a lovely group photo at the end, which was the best bit, and a nice song. Darth Weirdo, Fiji, Nick Wyndham, The Elementator Wars, Christopher Willis, Emmanuel Gonzalez, Fancy Turtle, Capan, Mini Masher, Marquez, Nozomi, Orekeeper, Otar Bananisi, Steelers, The Epic Commander, Bird Without a Word, Brandon Kriya, Brian Bayard, Cameron, Christian Tavasa, Commander Cyrus, David Mayer Olmos, Doggos for Life, Dragonstorm 35, Aaron Winters, Guru, James Tafoya, Jor Edvinson, Kevin Halston, Cumfroy, Kylie Welp, Luis Benito, Mr. Mansu, Nightly Winter, Peter Milligan, Ruby Rose, Satoko Yari, Zionx 44, Sean, Starkip, The 100s, Tiger Lily Warrior, Ajoka, Alexander Schwartz, Ali 50, Amadillo, Brainless Ben, Cecilia, Cedric, Cloud Garden, Dante Soul, Dante's Face, Dark Lord Bloody Soul, Devon, Dragon Defender, Iso, Francie, Garrett Vermeesh, Gibbs, Hooved Loge Ritter, Hunter Miranda, Isel Caldera, Jason Davies, John, Jaffa 6263, Kai Wolfspring, Kelnock, Kevin Nelter, Kevin 102, Knuckle Duster, Kai 158, Kyle Jones, Laxor, Laxus, Liam Gugati, Lifty, Lionel Schultz, Marvin, Matthew Blansett, Michael Lewis, Motivirum, Moodini, Mr. Fire Cool, Nathaniel Gregomosa, Natsu Dragneel, Nick Monaco, Nick Pell, Novagaum, 9028, Ollie the Mighty, Oliver Smiley Reacts, Oscar I. Lopez, Owen Halloran, Q-Flash, Chris Harris, Ryan DeVeries, Psychomi Aorum, Sarcastic Truth, Snowy, Stan, Storm 970, TRS, Thrasher 340, Will Sass, Willyman.